What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here. We're back for another Modern League. We're playing Bant again, splashing pretty specifically just for the Glade cover scouts here. Other than that, it's pretty well just blue-white, sorry. Yep. So we've got the same land base I've been running for a while, the 20 lands there. The 10 creatures here. Definitely liking the 2 stalkers in here. They're a good inclusion. We've got massive playsets of auras here, so with playsets of Ethereal Armor, of Hyena Umbra, of Curious Obsession, Daybreak Coronet, and Staggering Insight. Then we got a 2-off for Arcane Flight, a 1-off for Aqueous Form. Sort of at the end of one of my other leagues was tossing up what way to do the split. I think it's probably going to be slightly more consistent just having the 1 Aqueous Form. It's pretty bad on the double up because the triggers don't stack that well. Unlike the card draw triggers, which just stack amazingly. Then, of course, we've got the quad Force of Negation, the 3 Path to Exiles. Sideboard-wise, we've got the Surgical Extractions here, the Torpor Orbs, the Tail End, still. Not super sold on Tail End, but I'm going to leave it in there, give it slightly more action. It's Fairy Time Raveler, Brazen Borrower, and Leyline of Sanctity. All these cards seem pretty reasonably placed to me, so it should be good. We'll get into it. So here we are for match number 1. We're versing Adikin, and we're on the play as well. This is a pretty reasonable hand we're going to keep. Be nice to get a couple of other auras, maybe a blue card to pitch to force a negation. But we have 2 lands, both of which tap for white, and maybe a little bit of a painful hand. Daybreak Coronet to help fix that up, hopefully, as well. Alright, opponent has Mull 2 and Cap 6, so we're going to get into this one. And ship it straight back to our opponent. So no companions from them either. Misty Rainforest into not much, okay. Okay. It's a pretty decent draw. Let's go ahead and slam down that Curious Obsession. And hopefully it resolves. So that one does resolve. And now we'll go for our Hyena Umbra. We'll look to attack. And we'll get to draw a card. Opponent with the end step to either get like a Triome land, or maybe they're just opting or something. Not really sure what they're up to yet. Hopefully we draw a blue card so Force of Negation is online though. Alright, so in we go. Oh, crack in response. Land intapped. Yep, Triome land. This is the Teamer one. Alright, so guessing some sort of Omnath deck at the moment. We find another Force of Negation. Alright, we have stuff for our opponent now. They play a Scalding Tarn, and they might be going for the Ronin 6 here. I don't really think I care too much about Ronin 6 if that's the play. Hallowed Fountain means no Ronin 6 though. And what do we find? We find land here. Sure. I might run this like Daybreak into a Mana Leak. I think we're just best off attacking first. We can't hardcast Force of Negation. We don't have double blue in this scenario. We draw Ethereal Armor. Okay, well that's a pretty good draw. Let's try and second main this. It'll likely eat a Mana Leak if he has Mana Leak, and if not, we can resolve our Daybreak Coronet as well. Cool, so that'll be exactly 10 on the next attack. Assuming it resolves, but I guess we'll find out shortly. They're probably looking to Growth Spiral, add a land to the field, and then have Cryptic Command up next turn. And then I guess we just have to draw a land to cast Force of Negation. And we'll be good. Yeah, there's the Growth Spiral. So I guess if we'd have played the Daybreak Coronet out pre-combat, our opponent might have been a little more scared. We would have got an extra 3 damage in as well. They'd only be on 7. And maybe we're okay against an Uro at that spot. Let's see if they get greedy here, go for a Wilderness Reclamation. We can then force it and they'll be tapped out for our attack. So they are cracking the Misty Rainforest pre-action. They are shocking as well. Oh man. Oh man. Buddy, oh buddy. Oh, is it Omnath? Okay. Well, we can just path the Omnath, attack and win, so I guess we go for that. Alright, looks like he let that resolve and we get the win. Cool. Good stuff. Alright, so we're versing an Omnath deck. I think Surgical Extraction is going to be pretty decent here. Potentially Teferi Time Reveler as well. Tail's End might do some stuff. Path was actually pretty decent there. Think maybe you could look at shaving some if they were just an Uro deck, but with Omnath you probably want to just keep them. Omnath life gain is actually just ridiculous. It's so strong. Brazen Borrower I don't really think is where we want to be. Stalker seems slightly slow. And we probably don't really need our Aqueous Forms or Arcane Flights as much as we need our other auras. Might just minus another Stalker and we'll run this list. Alright, get into that. Maybe I should leave one in and cut the Staggering Insight instead. Alright, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, fair few non-creature spells here, or non-Bogle spells here. Fortunately, we have a lot of card draw to make up for it, right? Alright, so opponent mulligans to 6 here. Ours is definitely a keep. We'll go right ahead and do that. And I'm kind of inclined to get a Hallowed Fountain with this Flooded Strand here, just so we don't, like, brick on double blue mana again in the event of needing to hard cast a Force Negation. So maybe we just leave on Mana Confluence, play our Scout out, and take 1 extra damage. It's going to be a little more awkward on the draw when they can hold up Mana Leak or Remand. See what we find. Definitely like drawing another 1 mana aura could help us. Alright, well we do find the Hallowed Fountain here, so I guess we can just go ahead and... Oh, actually, I'm just going to leave it on the Mana Confluence anyway. If I draw another Curious Obsession, I want to be able to cast it. Go on, play like a Ren and 6. I'd really appreciate the tap out just so I can resolve Staggering Insight. Staggering Insight's a little bit better in the matchup because obviously Cryptic Command can make a Obsession fall off into the graveyard. And life gain is reasonable too. Existence of like Engineered Explosives. Sweet, they go for Ren and 6. Alright. Well, they get back Flooded Strand, and yeah. What do we find? What does our library find for us? Alright, so we find the Hyena Umbra. I think that's pretty good to just go ahead and resolve here. They've just hard passed the turn at this point, so let's get that Curious Obsession down as well. We'll just ignore the Wrenn and 6, start attacking our opponent, start drawing cards as well. Then look to resolve some of our other auras next turn. Man, that's a freaking good draw too. Go on, just play an Uro. Temple Garden in tapped. Okay. Alright, someone's trying to conserve some life here. We're pretty close to just killing them. 2 attacks. Ethereal Armor, if we resolve 2 auras this turn, Ethereal Armor can add 4. Meaning we can attack for a maximum of 10 here. There's a large likelihood he's got a counterspell of description in hand. Yeah. Mana Leak or Remand would be the main 2 culprits there. Find Path. Interesting. I think we'll just go ahead and cast Ethereal Armor. If he counters it, we can resolve Staggering Insight. I think we go for the Staggering Insight. The card draw seems pretty valuable to me. It's a 2-turn clock either way. So we find the Thicket and another Stalker. Another Slippery Bogle, pardon me. Okay. Well, what do you got now, opponent? Opponent concedes. Alright, good stuff. We get there. So match number 2 here. We won the die roll again. Going to be on the play. Versing Shown 117 here. Terrible hand. And no lander, so we'll have to throw this one 2, unfortunately. All the way down to 5. And yeah, well, we got this 5. We're going to go ahead and keep. And I guess we just ditch the duplicate creature and... I guess it's Ethereal Armor. I'd like to double up on the Ethereal Armor there, but it's a little bit risky. So at the very least, we're going to be in a scenario where we can cast a Curious Obsession, draw another card. Hopefully we draw land and we can curve out slightly nicer than that. Alright, opponent with a land and passing the turn. Alright, we do draw a land, so let's go ahead and shock that one in and go for the Curious Obsession, go for the Ethereal Armor and attack for 4. Draw a card. So yeah, Mal to 5, but all of a sudden we're looking like we're in really good shape. Alright, we draw an Invisible Stalker. Could potentially be some Force of Negation fodder for us later on. And opponent has got the Triome here as well. Alright, it's another Uro deck by the looks of things. And Wrenn and 6, sure. Alright, well, this adds 4 power, playing double Ethereal Armor, Hyena Umbra here, pardon me. So you got the Force of Negation here. Well, it's going to lose out slightly either way here, no matter which one he forces. Alright, well that resolves, and we'll see what happens with this one. So again, 2-turn clock here. We can attack in for 8. Opponent go all the way down to 7. Just ignore the Wrenn and 6. Alright, well, play out our land, pass the turn. Looking pretty decent so far. Opponent could potentially play an Uro, gain some life, and then survive until he gets to Cryptic Mana. That falters if we draw any aura though. Instead we'll just crack this Windswept Tooth. About all I can expect him to have is like a Snapcaster Mage at this point. Nothing else makes sense. So let's just go ahead and attack, and we should have the win here. Alright, cool. On to sideboarding. So another Omnath deck, so Surgical's good. Teferi seems decent to me still, and Tail's End. Maybe Tail's End is just like too much of a pointless card. We'll take out our Aqueous Form and Arcane Flight again, and one Stalker, and get into it. So match 2, game 2 here. Opponent's on the play. They've mulliganed to 6. We've got a decent hand we're going to keep. This hand could go slightly dicey if our opponent like counters our Curious Obsession, because we have no other auras to enable Daybreak casting, but you know, we'll take it. So opponent went all the way down to 5 cards. We drew a Mana Confluence, not amazing. So we'll go ahead, fetch a Hallowed Fountain, play our guy, pass the turn. And that resolves, which is good for us. No mystical dispute this time. Alright, opponent gets the Triome. Let's see what else he's got. Mountain. Well, that's Ren and 6 mana right there, or a counterspell. Alright, well, there's the Ren and 6. Gonna go ahead and get back that Flooded Strand. We're gonna cast a Curious Obsession attack and see what else we can do with the turn. We find a Path to Exile. Okay. Oh yeah, definitely attacking our opponent here, just racing their nonsense and drawing our cards so we get a bit of a stronger showing. We find a Plains. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and play that Plains, hold out that Path to Exile. Maybe we should play the less suspecting Mana Confluence to get the Euro. But yeah, we'll just see what our opponent goes for here. Flooded Strand, Cracking Flooded Strand. So let's see. Land we already knew about. You got it back with the Run in 6. Oh, and they actually get the basic land. Do they have a Blood Moon here? It's a Fairy Time Reveler. Okay. It's not completely backbreaking, but I guess that's getting bounced. He's drawing a card. We're losing a little bit of tempo. Shouldn't lose too much in the long run, though. We draw another Bogle. Okay, well. Bogles not the greatest there. Let's go ahead and Breeding Pool, replay that Curious Obsession. Hopefully it resolves. No Force of Negation, please. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get that Daybreak down now as well. Attack our opponent for 5. Draw another card. And we're turned off of playing spells at instant speed as well because of Teferi, don't forget that. Oh, Force Negation, pitching the Mana Leak. Well, we find our Force Negation, but it's going to be pretty useless until we get rid of any creatures, or get rid of the Teferi, more specifically. So we'll just see what else he's going to do here. We can't respond to anything, so literally at the mercy of our opponent's deck. Uro, okay. Well, Uro will put a land into play, and then it will go to the graveyard. Here I kind of want to just get rid of Teferi Time Raveler because he's irritating. So we'll go ahead and do that. Most of these decks aren't running Snapcaster Mage, so I don't really need to worry about that particularly. Should be pretty safe to play out the Obsession second main. We've got mana up to pay for the mana leak if that's what they've got. And now we can just pass. Is Flooded Strain doing work? Renin 6 getting close to doing an emblem now. Maybe we'll have to take a turn to get rid of it. Kind of looked like they were trying to tap out for an Omnath there, but maybe they've changed their mind. Okay. Alright, well, we'll let the creature resolve. I guess in response to the card draw trigger, we go ahead and kill. He did have the Flooded Strand in hand. He hasn't made a land drop this turn. Got a little bit greedy with wanting to gain life there, I feel. Find another Curious Obsession. Alright, well, let's just jam this one on down. We'll play Daybreak Coronet. We'll attack our opponent. We'll draw 3 cards, and we'll see what we look like post-combat. No Spell Pierce, actually. Excellent. Or no Spell Snare, more specifically. That's the card you're more likely to be worried about, right? Okay, well, we drew a fair bit of crap there. Let's go ahead and play this one tapped. Slam down that Ethereal Armor as well. And, you know, we're super, super weak to like an Engineered Explosives here or a Supreme Verdict here. But I guess we can just counter the Explosives as long as he doesn't have his own counter spell for our Force of Negation. But yeah, the Verdict would get us pretty good. I think they're running pretty low numbers in these lists. Field of the Dead. Oh man, that's a fucking irritating one. Good top deck there. Good top deck. Maybe it was in hand for a couple of turns, but the five different. No, it needs to be 7 different named lands. Okay. Well, Evasion's looking pretty good at the moment, but we don't have any. So we sideboarded out our 3 evasive spells, and now he's got Field of the Dead online. Oh, that is a good card to draw. Alright, let's go ahead and attack our opponent. I guess they're just going to use up their zombie token now. They're getting a bit greedy to keep the Renin 6 here. If this resolves, we lose like a lot of Curious Obsessions here. But we can also get rid of Cryptic Commands forever. Overall, I think we want to just counter this one. Alright, it does get exiled. There was no counterspell to that. So I guess we can just go ahead and Surgical the Uros out of our opponent's deck as well. And go ahead and get a proper suss of what's going on here. Man, Hour of Promise, lame. That card's so strong. Alright, so go ahead and take a snip. Get rid of these ones. Freaking like triple fetch land and Hour of Promise. That's disgusting, man. I guess we play out some of these creatures. Was there anything relevant in the sideboard? 2 Cryptic Commands in the sideboard, 2 Aether Gust, 2 Mana Leak, 1 Mystical Dispute, 1 Omnath, 1 Supreme Verdict. So maybe we don't extend all our creatures, but extending like one more might be okay. One Teferi Hero of Dominaria, one Teferi Time Raveler, a couple of counter spells, a couple of ramp spells, a Fire Spout. So Renin 6 Emblem online. And now he's got Force Negation online with Retrace. We can kill the Renin 6 here. I can crack his Scalding Tarn and get another land, getting another zombie. Guess we gotta commit another creature or two to the board, another 2 creatures to the board to actually get rid of Renin 6. Or else they're just gonna recycle this Force Negation forever. He's interestingly enough put a stop here. And he didn't cast Arrow of Promise, so I sort of think he's got Cryptic Command at the moment. Let's go to our attack step. Attack him. Gain some life. Commit a creature to the board. I kind of should have played this Staggering Insight before the creature. But I guess I'll just play it now. So Super playing into... Oh god, what's he doing? He's not letting this one resolve by the looks of it. Super playing into a counterspell here, unfortunately. And also Fire Spout. Mana Leak, fucking... Why didn't you Arrow of Promise, man? Why did you not Arrow of Promise? That doesn't make any freaking sense. Alright, let's leave this one in hand. Why? Don't you want to draw cards? Get zombie tokens? Thin your library of lands? I'm awfully confused right now. Unfortunately, this looks like it's just going to be a long game that we'll eventually lose to the grind. I guess on the plus side, he doesn't have any Cryptic Command. Oh, he does have Cryptic Commands in his deck. He drew it? My fucking god, mate. How well do you draw? Holy cow. And he's got 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. Ouch, triple Curious Obsession in the bin now. Yeah, I mean, how can we deal with someone that draws this well? That's shocking. Absolutely not fair. Mystic Sanctuary getting Cryptic Command back here. We can path a zombie token to shuffle the Cryptic Command off the top of his library back into it. If he chooses to search for the land, he doesn't have to choose to search for the land here. He's just going to cast Force Negation here. Or has he got another Cryptic in hand? Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Fuck me, man. Off from the graveyard? Oh, okay, right. Alright, whatever. Yeah, because he's got the Retrace emblem, right? Okay, my bad. So, Field of the Dead, I guess, makes me want some sort of this more. Suppression Field might be okay on the play. I don't know how good Path to Exile is. He's only got 2 Omnath in this list, and he's packing the 4/4 Uros though, so I might -1 Path to Exile. Teferi Time Raveler still seems okay. Invisible Stalker seems reasonable, maybe slightly better now that we're on the play. Might go down on like a scout. Yes, suppression field might be a bit much. We can trim a staggering insight, trim a hyena umbra. Okay, because he's only got 2 board sweepers, one at 3 mana, one at 4 mana. He's got 2 lightning deck bolts in the deck still. I guess he's trying to be prepared for Core Spirit Dancer. This sounds fantastic. We're gonna keep it. Just lead on the Razorverge Thicket. Opponent's mulled to 6. And you know, because of everything, we still get to keep all the information about our opponent's deck up in front of us on a little snipping tool screenshot. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's interesting that the deck just does nothing turn 1. I've never seen it before. I mean, I've seen obviously a lot of these decks here, but like normally Modern is like go, go, go from turn 1. You're advancing your game plan. This one's just like, nah. Stuff turn 1, man. Alright, well, we'll go ahead, try and resolve this Staggering Insight. Hopefully no Force of Negation. If he has Force of Negation, I guess he's losing resources from hand. Man, he's thinking about it. Force pitching Force. Okay, well, that's 2 Force of Negations gone. I think, like, Curious Obsession probably would have eaten 1 anyway, so mana efficiency-wise, we should win out from that. Has anyone ever seen, like, a deck draw better than these Uro decks? Like, he had Hour of Promise and 3 fetch lands in hand when we Surgical, and then he draws fucking like, Force of Negation into Cryptics and shit, and you're like, man, like, just calm the fuck down. Alright, so Curious Obsession now. Cool, that one resolves. Arcane Flight now. Also resolves. Alright, awesome. Get in there for 3. Find the Surgical Extraction. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. That's a good draw. That is a really good draw. So now opponent's holding up 3 mana. That's Force of Negation mana. Yep, let's just go ahead and attack. Alright, I'll crack this like pre-damage to thin the library slightly. Just get a Hallowed Fountain into play tapped. Shouldn't matter too much. We draw a Force of Negation. Okay. And we've got Force of Negation mana up as well. Interestingly enough, like, still 2 Ether Gusts. Like, just not having Rancor seems okay. Us being on the play, like, yeah, we just get to resolve our Scout, and then Ether Gust has no targets outside of Glade Cover Scout. So if he casts like a Teferi here, we just counter it. If he casts an Uro, we either let it resolve and Surgical it, or we just path it. I think it's probably more pressing to get rid of the Cryptic commands with the Surgical, and we can just path the Uro. Ramp them slightly. Think. Alright, well, we'll just get straight back into attacking here. Go ahead and counter that. Cool. Alright, go ahead and draw a card as well. Curious Obsession off the top. Yeah, we leave that in hand so we can pay for Force of Negation if we need it. I'm not really that interested in letting this resolve. It should out-tempo him pretty hard. Man, we've drawn very few auras this game. One aura we did draw, which was a good aura. We ditched to force a negation then. Maybe we could have let that resolve. We find that Curious Obsession anyway. Maybe extending the Invisible Stalker there is a bit hasty. He can Verdict, which could obviously be an issue. He used his fetch land there to get a Triome though, so he's not looking at holding up Mystic Sanctuary with that particular fetch land. Makes it slightly less likely he has the Verdict. We're not playing around Fire Spout though. That's a bit loose of us. Oh man. I should be playing the Curious Obsession on the Scout to play around Fire Spout here. He plays Uro. I think we go for the Path now. He's got the counterspell. We can then Surgical the Uro. 2 cards left in our opponent's hand as well. They'll be drawing the 3rd here. We do have lethal damage as well. Oh, they gain 3 life actually. Never mind. We don't have lethal. We can put them to 3. Field of the Dead. Oh man. Go away with that card. At least we got flying though, right? Okay. That should be game. Looks like he has Mana Leak maybe, but obviously we can pay for it. But if this resolves, we win anyway. So, yeah, I think we're okay here. Only other thing is like Force Negation, pitching a Mana Leak or something. Yeah. Alright, so he's paying some mana for Mana Leak. We'll pay for that. This resolves. We get the W. Attack on in, kill and draw cards. Nothing in hand from our opponent. Booyah. Alright, so we draw a card first, and then we kill. Oh, Daybreak Coronet. Not really necessary. Sweet. Alright, well, we do get there. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, so match number 3 here. Won the die roll again, 3rd game in a row, versing Xavier Gurr, and this hand's obviously a mulligan, as is this one. Hopefully we get a good 5 with some card draw. Alright, that looks like a good 5 with some card draw. Let's go ahead and keep. I'll bottom the Stalker, bottom 1 Curious Obsession because we can't play it on turn 2. Kind of tempted to keep like Curious Obsession there if we had like double Mana Confluence or Mana Confluence Blue Land. But yeah, I guess we just go for the line. The mana efficient line. Oh no, we're versing a Hatebears deck. Oh man. Force Negation probably doesn't do much for us. So in for 3, draw a card. And hopefully we get something meaningful online before they start destroying us with Skyclave Apparition. We draw a mana source, which is pretty bad. So red-white here, okay. Surprisingly enough, like Leoton Arbiter would actually be reasonably decent here. Shut down our one land in hand. Alright, they go for the Leoton Arbiter. I can't fucking attack into this thing, man. They just protect it with Giver of Runes. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he'll like double block or something, but surely my opponent's not that stupid. So just play this out and we'll end up paying 2 life to be able to crack our Windswept Teeth. So dumb. I hate these Hatebear decks, man. This Giver of Runes just does way too good a job of protecting their creatures. If they didn't have Giver of Runes plus Skyclave Apparition, if it was one or the other, they wouldn't be such a persistent issue, but the fact that they just have both is so backbreaking. Another Giver of Runes, sure. We really need to just like draw a Flying Aura or find an Invisible Stalker and just go in on that instead. Or else we're just doomed. He'll empty his hand. He'll have way more going for him than what we will for us. And yep, that'll be all she wrote. Three mana, get a land. Yep, you've seen it here. Opponent didn't even attack? What are you doing? Oh my god, I'm losing this shit. Come on, flying. Oh man. Alright, let's attack again. We might be able to force something semi-decent with Path to Exile here. If he goes for like the greedy double block or something, we can ditch both Leoton Arbiters. He just blocks with one. We can get rid of a Giver of Runes. I don't really like any of this. Maybe Force of Negation counters something here. I can't imagine what. We're just in a spot where we'll be super weak to any sort of land destruction now as well. Probably should just stop wasting time and move to the next game, honestly. I'm a little bit curious what the red splash is for. Cleansing Wildfire. Go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself. Well, we got our answer. Judge's Familius. Now he's got flying too. Piss off, man. If you played that like pre-Force of Negation, he could have countered it. Oh boy. What we multi this game? Why are you like taking so long, dude? 5. We mulled to 5 and we got 1 card draw before all this shit stopped us. Oh, fuck off, dude. I'm just gonna concede. We're not winning this shit. We needed Invisible Stalker. Let's be fucking real. We're gonna lose our fucking Curious Obsession as well, and it's just gonna be a big fat waste of time. I don't even think that's very good. Torpor is of course very good. Suppression Field is reasonable. Brazen Borrower is reasonable. Force Negation just seems bad. Cards to take out. God, what do we start? I think I just trim a Staggering Insight and maybe even just a Glade Cover Scout and just go with that. Invisible Stalker seems pretty powerful. Our opponent probably has swords package, but I don't know how much we can do about that. Typical. Oh, this is a fucking awful 6. We want to go to 5. We're not winning with 2 hyena umbras. It's just not happening. No evasiveness. Maybe if there was a torpor orb in here somewhere instead of the second creature or something, and we got to... Yeah, but not happening. Not happening. Okay, well, we still have nothing. Well, we just lose. Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. My deck just hates me. My deck just hates me. I say that after winning these games. My deck hates me when we verse Hatebears, right? Alright, so here we are for match number 4, guys. We lost the die roll. We're going to be on the draw. Hand's looking pretty decent versing Bigoon. Probably the weakest thing about this hand is the fact that we're clumped up on 2 CMC cards and we've only got 1 land, but we're in the draw. We get to see that extra card for that extra land. There it is right there. And is this another flippin' Uro deck here? Or Omnath deck? Get ready for it, guys. Get ready for it. We'll see more about what our opponent's up to and decide whether or not Invisible Stalker is good. It's another Omnath deck. Look at it. Look at it go. This deck is everywhere right now. 3 decks in this one league. Is that a Ren and 6? Sure is. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and get a land here. I guess we play the Staggering Insight while we can. We sort of let them get a free Omnath off at that point. I think it's okay, though. And we just want to start drawing cards, hopefully hitting Force of Negation or Ethereal Armor, something heavy hitting. Or with good interaction. Well, an Arcane Flight isn't bad. We already have one in hand, but that's not bad. Teferi? Sure. Look at that tempo. I'm sort of like slightly scared of my opponent having Hour of Promise here, so I might just take the turn to kill the Teferi, which is honestly a very annoying card, then play the Invisible Stalker, and we can hold up Path to Exile. This seems good if he has Omnath on curve here, like most mana efficient thing. If not, we can try and interact with an Uro trigger. Triome in tapped. Right. Alright, well, there's the Uro. Yep, kill that thing. It's almost like we've versed this deck a million times before. Just know, like, literally what they're doing. Literally exactly what they're doing. Holy moly. How good is Surgical, though? It's done a lot of heavy hitting for us in this matchup. Alright, well, I guess we play the Staggering Insight here. Might as well put it on the Bogle, on the Invisible Stalker, pardon me. We'll put the Arcane Flight on the Bogle. I think we'll attack for the card draw. Oh, wait. We will attack for the card draw and we'll keep Ren and 6 at bay through 1 Cryptic Command. We find a Windswept Teeth. We can play that. We can resolve another Arcane Flight here. Seems reasonable. Put it on the Stalker so we gain extra life, right? Hour of Promise. How about no? Alright, well, everything we've done has lined up really well here. Opponents clumped up on 7 cards. They keep going for, like, the most expensive thing every turn instead of just emptying their hand. Seems a bit odd. Like, he's really trying to jam that Hailmaker every turn. Seven cards in hand, 1 Flooded Strand. I mean, we can be pretty assured that he's got a lot of land in hand because he's just had a turn 2 Renin 6 returning fetch every turn. That resolves. Alright, no Force of Negation is good for us. So we'll attack him. I guess we keep Renin 6 at bay again for another. No. If we attack him with both, that's a 2-turn clock actually. So we'll do that. Curious Obsession. Bluff the Force of Negation here. Make him think about it. Alright, so he gets this Uro down. He doesn't have much in his graveyard for the Uro to escape with, though. Gets the Mystic Sanctuary. That sort of smells like a cryptic command to me. No? Has he got another Uro in hand? Okay. Wow. Well, finally he's got all the mana in the world on the board right here for us right now. Can he somehow add an extra mana or an escape? He can. He hadn't made a land drop for turn. So now he can escape an Uro. Bam! 9 life gained, 3 cards drawn, and he's rammed himself 3 mana as well. Far out, mate. Far out. How good would Path be here? Just gonna throw that one right out there for us all. Okay, thank you for popping up an hour after I finished the trade. Mid-game, mid-content creating. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jam this one onto our Invisible Stalker. I think we'll keep the Renin 6 at bay again for another turn with the Bogle there. We do find the Ethereal Armor. And we find the Path? Fuck yeah. Alright, well, we path that one right on away. And that one's got a sting for my opponent. Go ahead and extend this Ethereal Armor onto the board. Should have victory on the next attack. Got all these lands, dude. It's ridiculous. Big Teferi, sure, big whoop. What's that gonna do? Draw a card. Omnath, sure. You can gain, I guess, up to 8 life. That'll keep you alive for another turn. I mean, he might actually get here at this point. He's got a lot of resources in hand, and if he has the Cryptic Command, we are in a bad spot. If he doesn't, we should be okay. Zombie tokens, not going to do too much though. Opponent concedes? Man, your land's on tap. I guess he just didn't draw it. Cool. Alright, we'll take it. Flippin' heck, that was a close one. Alright, Surgical's in, Teferi in. And I think that's it really. We'll just minus on the path. Minus on the staggering insight. Minus on... I guess I minus a Glade Cover Scout, actually. And 1 Hyena Umbra, and we'll go with that. Sure. Alright, so opponent keeping their 7. We're mulliganing to 6. This hand is a keep, but we can't cast our blue auras, unfortunately. It's a toss-up between ditching the Curious Obsession and the Hyena Umbra here. I think I'm just going to ditch the Hyena Umbra. Risk it for the biscuit. I really like Curious Obsession. It's just that bloody strong. You know. Find the Stalker. Well, maybe it gets pitched to Force later and is relevant. This Ethereal Armor, pardon me, could be good counterspell fodder if we draw the mana. We can pave the way for the Curious Obsession. You gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, so here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bluff Shock in a land. So maybe he looks to counter the second aura. No. That is so unlucky land-wise. That is so unlucky. I only have 3 green-white lands in the deck. Surgical Away Mana League and see what I'm in for. Whatever. I'm tilt playing. I don't think I'm winning this one. We can just take it to the next game. He's got Growth Spiral Uro in hand. Okay, well, his hand wasn't that good. I didn't just need to tilt into this. I could have gotten Uro with that. Whatever. Cards of note. 3 more Uros in the deck. 2 Teferi Time Raveler, 1 Supreme Verdict, 3 Ren and 6, 1 Veil of Summer, 3 Cryptic Command, 3 Force Negation, 1 Arrow of Promise, 3 Omnath Locus, 2 Mystic Sanctuaries, 1 Narset, 1 Supreme Verdict. Alright, well, hopefully we draw blue mana here, or else we're just doing fuck all. I'm probably just conceding. Alright, well, I'm sick of this game. Let's go to the next one. Blue mana OP. 2 engineered explosives, actually. That's important information. I'm going to bring in this Tails End, maybe Staggering Insight. Hyena Umbra needs to be a 4 now as well. Maybe we go down to 1 path, up the elves. Down 1 Curious Obsession. Down 1 Staggering Insight. Might even minus a Coronet. Alright, we'll go with that. Cool. Fuck me, man. Fuck me. This is like a repeat of last game. I'm gonna keep it. I think I bottom the Daybreak Coronet. And pray to God we actually draw a blue mana this time. Not use my Surgical Extraction really poorly like last time. Alright, so opponent also mulligan to 6. And we have our game plan. Not in love with it. It's the sort of scenario where, if this was a fetch land, I'd just get Breeding Pool. And just hope to draw white mana later on. Perfect. That could be useful later for zombie tokens. Here comes the Ren and 6. Oh, Sorcery, Speed, Growth Spiral. Alright. Land, land, land. Fuck you, dude. Well, we weren't meant to win this one. We're not meant to win this one. That resolves in response to the trigger. I guess we can let the trigger resolve. Yeah, well, we have to anyway, right? But we want to see the extra card in their hand. Maybe they draw an extra Uro and we card disadvantage them. Alright, new look. Triple Cryptic Command and Narset, hooray. Anyone else super excited for that one? Well, maybe we draw another Surgical Extraction for Cryptic Commands here. Looks like his list is pretty identical to the last one. Land, for the love of God, give me mana. I don't know, man. I don't know. Absolutely nothing. We draw. I know Bogle is hybrid, but we drew triple blue card there. Not a single land. Sometimes you can't just win them. Sometimes this shit's impossible. Narset, fun, on the minus. What's he finding? Oh, it's Fairy Time Reveler. Can you cast that this turn as well? You can. Fun. I don't know. I don't think they put Growth Spiral on top there. I can't imagine a world where they do. They Teferi, they bounce my Aura. They've got 2 Cryptic Commands in hand at this point. Right on time. Alright, well, let's go ahead and Ethereal Armor here. Hopefully that resolves. Watch him just have Force of Negation. Just randomly. Alright, well, Aqueous Form. We'll get this Narset off the board. We can't draw extra cards while Narset is on the board. And I kind of want to scry to try and find some stuff because we're a little bit far behind right now. Thank goodness we scried that one away. Alright, Narset down. Now we just have to deal with Cryptic Commands and 3 unknown cards. And it's a Teferi. So go to attacks. Either you Cryptic or I attack the Teferi. Guess we second main the Staggering Insight. I'm super extending into like a Wrath effect here. You got Mana Leak. Fuck off, mate. Fuck off. I'm gonna play this Bogle out. If I'm gonna extend into explosives, I might as well extend into explosives. And try to actually win the game. Another Cryptic Command in hand. Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. How well do you draw? You got a garbage hand of fucking double Cryptic Command, Narset, Mystic Sanctuary, and you draw all that shit. Nah. Not having it. Like, that game 100% came down to the fact that we didn't hit our land drop and we got completely tempoed out. 2 games in a row, mind you. 2 games in a row. And yeah, like, that matchup shouldn't normally be an issue. The Hatebears matchup, sure, that's an issue. That's a big issue. Alright, so here we are for the 5th and final match of this Modern League. To continue the theme of the game, no landed to start off with. This hand, however, looks pretty good. We're going to keep it. And haven't got like a good bottom here. I think I just bottom the Force of Negation. Opponent keeps 7. Versing a main. So like this way, if we draw a blue aura, at least we're gonna have a blue mana to cast it with. So we get Temple Garden here. Guaranteed we can cast at least one spell in hand. Forest. Amulet. Okay, well this is not the deck to stumble against. And Path is a good card. I'd prefer mana, and then we can, you know, use our Path later on. We need to empty our hand. Maybe leaving like one in... Oh, Heartless Summoning? Okay. Okay. We draw Mana Confluence, that's spicy. Let's get our Daybreak Coronet down, get our attacks happening, and opponent is on Heartless Summoning here. I wonder if they still got the Titan. Dead Presence, so enters the battlefield, choose one, you draw a card, deals 2 damage to any target, you gain 2 life. Okay. Let's attack our opponent for 5 here. Actually, I think we Hyena Umbra here. If he has Abrupt Decays or Assassin's Trophies, we're going to want the Hyena Umbra on the board. So I'm going to play it slightly... I was planning on putting it on a second creature, but I'm going to play it slightly, like, misplayed here. Play it post-combat. We miss out on 1 life gain, but we protect the 2 for 1. Opponent with a Triome. So is this Sultai? Sultai Triome. Wait. Whenever a swamp enters the battlefield under your control. Okay. Opponent is on 4. Valacult. Alright, well, it looks like he's a Dryad of Elysian Grove deck with splashing black here. And also splashing blue. Azusa. Sure. Primeval Titan. I think we just path this thing in response and we have the biggest creature. This might be wrong. They might like transmute a Talaria West or something here. Hopefully we can find like a good aura. I kind of want to pressure them so we can just get the win. Okay, so they're going to give this one haste. We can just block that, though. Field of the Dead tokens. Opponent suiciding this one into us. Unless he has Abrupt Decay in hand and he's going to, like, fucking 3-for-1 me here. Oh, actually, no, it's not a 3-for-1. It's just a 1-for-1. If he takes a Daybreak Coronet, actually, it'll be 2-for-1. I was thinking about him taking the Hyena Umbras and making them fall off. Talaria West. Surprise, surprise. Alright, let's see if we can draw some flying or some unblockable and stop all this fucking nonsense. Nah, we just draw more hexproof creatures. Painful. It's like zombie tokens get to be extra cheap, yeah. Sure. We'll just let him do what he's doing. Either we win or we don't. If he has explosives, we just kind of lose. If he doesn't have explosives, we have a chance. He gets Summoner's Pact. Okay. Well, I guess he can just go and do the whole thing again and get another Talaria West and then get the Engineered Explosives. He should have the mana to do all that this turn, and then he can pay for both Summoner's Pact in his next upkeep. Prime time. Fun time. Maybe he's just gonna try and get Dryad of Elysian Grove and kill me with Dryad of Elysian Grove triggers. All these zombies are way less threatening when they're 1/1s. Like, in this scenario, I might be forced to just, like, stop attacking, like, against a normal Titan deck when they've got, like, 6 tokens or 10 tokens. But in this scenario where they're 1/1s, it's so easy to attack into. Transmute Talaria West. Where's the explosive? Summoner's Pact. Okay. So it looks like they're going for Dryad of Elysian Grove. Sure. Urborg. Sure. More lands? Alright. Alright. I see what's going on here. Well, at least we're a deck with life gain. I'll say that much. Attacking with 3 zombies. Yep. Getting some lands, and we go ahead and block the prime time again. I guess he's just going to get another Talaria West and look to get another prime time out next turn. Or is he just going for all damage here? Rot Farm? Just bounce lands so he can chain damage at my face? Okay, sure. Very odd. Does he know the way Daybreak Coronet works? Very confused right now. Is he out of Talaria West at this point? All the way up to 19, baby. Let's go. Alright, 3 damage to the face. If we lose this game by like 1 life, that will be upsetting, because we could have gained 1 more life by playing the high number pre-combat a couple of turns ago. Oh, let's just take 1 million damage to the face. He can go quarter his own land, and then we take another 6 after this. Let's see if he sees the very obvious line, or maybe he's even got another land to play this turn. Azusa gives you 2 extra lands. Cool. Targeting himself? Yeah, sure. Cool. What was the next card on top? Were we getting anything? We were not. Typical. Alright, well, Tail's End kind of does something. Brazen Borrower kind of does something, but not very well. Do we want just, like, mostly main deck stuff? It's very Time Reveler can bounce an Amulet. I'm semi-interested in that. I could stop him from just shooting me in the face as well, and then look to protect it with counterspells. I think we used our path poorly that game. If we'd have maybe pathed the Primeval Titan instead, he wouldn't have been able to get the Valakut, the Talaria West, and we would have shut him off. So we misplayed that game by going after like the bait creature, and by not having evasiveness. What to take out? What to take out? I kind of like my 2 drops. I kind of like my fucking 1 drops as well. Maybe take out like a Scout, a Curious Obsession, and then we look at not overboarding perhaps. So go like that. I like Brazen Borrower because it can attack in the air. Alright, we'll go with that. On the play this game. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, give me a fucking keepable hand. I can't. Can I keep this? It's so slow. It's got... Fuck it. I'm risking it. I'm keeping it. I don't care. I don't want to go to 5 here, man. The upside on this hand is so high. We just need to hit land drop on our first land drop and we're fine. If not, we're doomed. Alright, great. They have amulet. Alright, we find our land drop. We're still in the game. Honestly, it might just be better off going ethereal armors and racing for damage here. We'll see how hard they go this game. Triome land in untapped. Whew. Amulet OP, Heartless summoning. Okay, that's fine. Set up turn for our opponent. Okay, well, we draw land as well. Okay, well, we are actually in an okay spot now. Fuck off, mate. Oh my god. It's not our day. Now, we can't cast double aura. At least you spent like a turn cycling peat land. I guess that's something. Right. Well, let's hope he doesn't have another Force of Vigor. Gonna go ahead. I guess we get Temple Garden here. Attack for 6. Hopefully we have the biggest creature. Cool. So now he has to sack a land or he loses his Gitrog. Weird. Now he can play an additional land in each of his turn, but he lost his creature which lets him play lands from graveyard to the Force of Vigor. Bounce land, yep. Opponent can primetime this turn. He's gonna bounce land the Triome to hand. Alright, he's transmuting Solaria West here. Wonder if he's going for the Summoner's Pact or the Engineered Explosives. He goes for Engineered Explosives. Maybe we draw Tail's End. Oh man, he goes for Explosives. Go away, dude. I don't want to deal with this shit. Hyena Umbra off top. Ethereal Armor off top. Fuck yeah, I'll block. Sure. Alright, well, let's just extend. Oh, wait, we have exactly lethal. Never mind. Go, go, Gadget. No Force of Vigor, please. Okay. Okay. Far out. That was scary. So we got to deal with that. We got to deal with lands from the graveyard. Honestly, with all the fetch lands, Suppression Field might have been okay there on the play. On the draw, I'm less in love with it. Kind of more in love with my creatures, but also Field of Dead is annoying because I can't really beat that and I don't want to take out these unblockable effects here. Also, Brazen Borrower is kind of good. It's a flying unblockable creature. It can get shot though. It doesn't have hexproof. Could just like bounce our Heartless summoning and put them back a whole turn. Maybe I just cut the Stalkers for the Brazen Borrowers and just hope it's good enough. Oh, I've got one card too many. What do I remove? Brazen Borrower. Do I have a chance? No, I don't. Okay. We're running 61 people. Still can't get a creature. Womp, womp, womp. Opponent keeping 7. Alright, we'll keep this one. Ditch a Mana Confluence. We might need the creature for explosives. We know he has it now. He might have sideboarded it in against us. Daybreak Coronet's pretty nice. We'll go ahead, play the Scout, pass the turn. This can add mana without dealing damage to us now, thanks to Urborg. How spicy is that? So I don't really think we want to play into Force of Vigor here. But I am going to play the Curious Obsession, look to get a card draw. If he blows up one enchantment, I'm sort of okay with that. Alright. Let's play this one as well. I kind of want to slow roll the Hyena Umbra there to incentivize my opponent to play an Engineered Explosives here. I guess he can play it and crack it this turn, so that's wrong actually. I should be playing the Hyena Umbra here. Opponent plays Gitrug. Alright, it's another Gitrug. Alright, we find mana, so we can go ahead and empty our hand and attack on in. Guess we can conserve life slightly. We've been losing a fair bit of life up until now from our hand. Okay. We've got no interaction. We're out of auras. We're at the mercy of our opponent's deck. They lose their Radiant Fountain there. Gitrug monster does not seem that good to me. Amulet of Vigor comes on down. Okay. Summoner's Pack. They're going for it. They're going for that prime time. Dryad of Lycian Grove. Okay, not going for prime time. Actually, what did they search? They did search her Dryad. Okay. They might even still be able to Primeval Titan if they like Azusa and Bounce Land and stuff. 2 mana prime time. Okay. I thought this minus their cost by 1, but it minuses it by 2, minusing their power by 1. That sort of makes sense. So now my opponent can get Vigilance and Haste, and we can block and kill their Primeval Titan. It's not too bad. Is he like too scared to attack with it? Why aren't you attacking with Gitrog as well? Is there something I'm missing here? So like here he probably just gets Talaria West Bounce Land. And then looks to prime time again next turn. I don't know how he gets out of this. Like, he can shoot me in the face for a little bit with Dryad. But, I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet. Unless he's got another Primeval Titan already in hand. Actually, the deck can shoot for a lot. I guess we just really have to hope that we draw an aura and can go for the win. Looks like he's just got Valakut and Verdant Catacombs. So I guess that's potentially 12 damage coming to our face. Gain a bunch. They get a Triome land. Okay. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Oh well, GG, I guess. Bogles with a side of salt. Yeah, I don't know. Like, staggering even so slightly in modern here, it just seems like so awful at the moment there. We didn't hit any of our force of negations against that opponent either, and like force on pact of negation on Summoner's Pact, sorry, would have just been really, really impactful. As it is, yeah. I'm mostly sold with the main deck. Flex slots of Arcane Flight, Aqueous Form, and Invisible Stalker here. I kind of think we want the main deck paths at the moment. We definitely want the main deck Force Negation. I think, honestly, I want more counter magic in my sideboard. Maybe we can look at Delay. Maybe we can look at... what's the one Nikachu plays? The double blue one. Deprive. Or Stubborn Denial. I kind of want something that can counter creatures as well, though. So I think it's gonna probably be Delay into the sideboard to increase the consistency. The games we are having trouble with are the ones where we're not hitting our counter magic for the most part. I'm seeing stuff all discard. I'm willing to shave a Thoughtseize, a ley line here, and Delay might even be good against Hatebears, being able to counter their creatures. Maybe I'll just trim a Brazen Borrower as well. That hasn't been super amazing recently. Alright, so we'll finish up with that list there for now. It's possible, even because the Hatebears magic up is so bad in my opinion, we just remove the Torpor Orbs and go for other, like, to win other matchups. That's possibly something we should be looking at doing. Yeah, this league, the deck worked. When it didn't, though, it definitely didn't. It was like stumbling to its own land drops, or we were mulling down too low because we couldn't find our creatures or couldn't find our lands. Mostly, I think we were good at finding auras. There was one game I think I mulliganed because I had double Hyena Umbra and nothing else, and I was versing something very aggressive. So I wanted to be quick or get something more meaningful with card draw online. Overall, I think both Curious Obsession and Staggering Insight are proving their worth. The card draw is amazing. Opponents always look to target them with removal and things like that. It really like draws you out of like games when you're on low resources as well. I like blue, white, and Bogles at the moment. I think we lost one game because we were running Bant and had the Glade Cover Scouts here. I think mostly they're necessary though. And we need to keep them. I think Bant's better than blue-white. I think blue-white's slightly too slow and it doesn't have enough hexproof creatures, right? Sideboard-wise, we could also potentially look at Gadok Teagues or Veil of Summers even. Veil of Summer could be a good addition. But yeah. We didn't quite get there today. Cheers for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're new, subscribe for daily content, Bogle content, that is. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.